You must have been brushing up on the word Strait of Hormuz a lot lately, as long as the United States is also in turmoil. Iran has shown the same cards to block the Strait of Hormuz. Not much to say about how important this place is. Look directly at the map. It is sandwiched between Iran and Oman, and is the only outlet from the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea and the Indian Ocean. In short, the 5 barrels of oil in the United States come out of here. As long as Iran speaks, the world's oil prices and stock markets will immediately shake. Iran is playing the famous diagonal strait to pull the world into the water and force the United States to return to Taiwan. In fact, according to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the country's territorial sea is the widest and extends outward. About 22 kilometers. The narrowest point of the Strait of Hormuz is only more than 30 kilometers, so as long as ships pass through, they will inevitably pass through the territorial waters of Iran or Oman. Can Iran stop ships in its territorial waters and charge for it? The convention stipulates that ships passing through naturally formed international straits cannot be blocked at will, nor can they be purchased and charged. It is more like an international symbiosis, and when it comes to tearing the face, the gentleman's agreement is useless. This sea area on the doorstep has become a counterattack bargaining chip that Iran can overturn the table at any time. But the question is, why should Iran say that such an important place is sealed and warships are lined up in the middle of the strait? In fact, the real weapon of blocking the strait is not a real knife or a real gun at all, but 2 words: insurance, or more accurately, let the insurance company be afraid. The problem is coming. The insurance company does not sail the ship. What is the use of it? Don't worry. Listen to me slowly analyze for you. Do you know how much a super large cruise ship is worth? Nearly $120 million of such an expensive thing. Can the ship owner sleep when he can't sleep? What to do when he gets money to buy it? In addition to conventional cargo insurance, physical insurance, and running in such high-risk sea areas, you also need to buy an additional war insurance premium. How to price the premium? The expected loss is equal to the amount of compensation multiplied by the probability of birth, and the probability of birth in peacetime was almost 0. But now Iran has put a sentence that I may want to hit your cruise ship. Is it really a fight? But insurance companies are afraid to gamble, so premium protection is reported according to Euronews. The current war premium has increased from 0.2% to 0.5% of the value of the transmission to 0.5% to 1%. In other words, the same one. The $200 million cruise ship ran before the lockdown cost $40,000. After the lockdown, the premium for a trip soared to $600,000 to $1.02 million, an increase of a full 30 times. Did you find it? Iran doesn't really need to be a ship at all. It only needs to release a signal that I dare to fight to pull the treasure fee for high risks. And when the policy is expensive and all the ships are not worth fighting, the strait has been blocked. In fact, in the business world, a simple premium business can actually leverage such a big game in international politics. The bigger the wind and waves, the more expensive the fish and the ferry waves are all Iran. The latest development is that Iran has begun charging $2 million per toll for ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz, which was originally a free-passing international waterway. But the current situation is that when the United States pressures Iran to say that I want to do it, I don't dare to leave, then Iran said that you really want to move. Pay some protection fees. I guarantee safety. Just when everyone thinks that Iran has made this money. On April 12, the United States countered Trump again by issuing a statement on his social media directing the Navy to search for and intercept all ships that have paid Iran in international waters. Anyone who pays illegal fees will not have secure communication on the high seas. If you want to buy road money, then I will intercept all the people who pay the money, no matter how clear the lines are. But the rules have to go to the United States. The facts of international politics are not non-complicated. But behind this game, there is actually a particularly simple business logic. When you have irreplaceable resources, you have bargaining chips. In 1956, Egypt suddenly announced that it would nationalize the Suez Canal Company. Britain, France, and Israel directly used force, but in the end, they had to withdraw. Egypt abruptly snatched the management of the canal and ate dividends. And to this day, Iran's economy, technology, and military may not be top-notch. But he has an advantage that the whole world cannot avoid. I will stay next to the strait. History will not be simply repeated, but it often rhymes. Pay attention to Liu Ran and lower the cognitive threshold of business.